Welcome to yoga, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to start seated. So finding your comfortable seat, maybe sitting up on a bolster or block, a folded blanket or towel. Even a thin pillow is nice to lift the hips. And then before you come into stillness, unless you're really feeling like you want stillness right away, see if you can find any movement, just really organically. So maybe rocking side to side in your seat, maybe taking a few rolls of your wrists. Maybe just an overhead stretch. Anything that feels good, turning your head side to side. Rolling the shoulders a couple of times. Any movement that the body is craving. And then when you're feeling like you've had enough, go ahead and find a place of stillness. And allow the eyes to soften or to close. If you're not feeling comfortable closing your eyes today, maybe just finding one point on the floor, several feet in front of you, to just rest your gaze gently. And beginning to tune into your body. Beginning to notice the rise and fall of the breath. Noticing if the breath is feeling smooth and even today, or maybe it's feeling a little bit stuck. And doing your best to be a passive observer of this, so not attaching any particular meaning or weight to the quality of your breath today. And just noticing it, acknowledging wherever you are in the body and the breath. And then nice and slow, beginning to deepen the breath just a little bit. And beginning to draw each inhale all the way down into the belly. And beginning to soften and relax just a little bit more with every exhale. So the inhales have this natural lift, this opening in the chest. And see if you can imagine the long line of your spine growing a little bit taller with every inhale. And as you soften on the exhale, as there's this gentle fall in the body and breath, see if you can notice if you're clenching anywhere in the body. Maybe you're holding the knees. I have a tendency to do that when I'm sitting cross-legged. So see if you can tag a little bit of weight into each leg, into each knee. Just releasing the legs to gravity. Notice if your tailbone is poking out, if you're really reaching the chest forward more than you ought to be, or just more than is natural. See if you can dial that back a little bit, tuck the tailbone just a bit. Tagging a little bit of weight into each elbow. And then if your hands are resting comfortably on your legs, if they're not already palm face up, go ahead and flip them so that the palms are facing up. So palms face down can be a little bit of a protective gesture. It's a way to keep your energy inside. And palms face up is a little bit of an opening, welcoming in new energy, new possibilities. And with the new year right around the corner, today we're just gently exploring what it means to be open, what it means to invite in the new. So take a few more deep, full belly breaths here. And just considering what it is that you want to invite in. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be just a very general feeling. Maybe you want to invite in more ease. Maybe you want to invite in more self-love or self-care. Or maybe you have something very specific in mind. Still feeling that wave of the breath, that rise and fall. Maybe it's a new quality of breath you want to invite in, a new connection between the body of breath. And so this is a little bit different from an intention, a little bit different from any goals. It's just considering the possibilities and being open and receptive to receiving the new. And take one more deep, full belly breath here. And then gently bring the palms together at the heart, sealing in any of this new energy, any of these new possibilities, these new thoughts that came to mind, and just find a tiny tuck of the chin. So dropping the chin down towards the chest. Notice if your shoulders have started to creep up as you brought the arms up. See if you can soften the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of the neck. And then go ahead and release the hands. Allow the eyes to open and gently float the chin back up to neutral. And let's take the fingertips to the shoulders. And then tag some weight into the elbows again. So you're not pulling on the shoulders. The fingertips are just placed there, but you're feeling that weight on the elbows. So as if the elbows were pulled down towards gravity, pulled down by gravity towards the earth. And then we're going to move nice and slow. So bringing the elbows forward as much as you can, rounding the upper back, and then drawing them towards each other. They may not touch, and that's totally fine. Feeling that opening in the back of the heart. And then separate the elbows, point them straight up towards the ceiling. Really feel that length in the side body. And then open the elbows as wide as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So opening the chest. And then drop the elbows down and back. Tag that weight back into them. Nice and heavy in the elbows. Let's move a little bit faster with the breath. Inhale, elbows come forward and together. And lift. Exhale, open. And squeeze them down. Inhale together and up. Exhale, open and squeeze. 2 more times. Inhale together and reach. Exhale, open them wide and drop them down. Last one. Inhale together and up. Exhale, open and drop them. Nice. And then go ahead and shake the arms out a little bit. Shake the wrists. And then we're going to take the hands behind us with the fingertips facing you. So hands are going to go behind the hips. They can be a little bit far back, so you can have a little bit of space there, but you don't want to be leaning too far back. So I'm up on my fingertips still. I'm squeezing my elbows and my shoulders towards each other. So I'm opening this nice opening in the chest. And then just drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Still hugging the elbows and shoulder blades together, feeling that nice opening in the left side of the neck. Take one more breath here. And then slowly take the head back up to center and drop the left ear over the left shoulder. And breathing here. Elbows and shoulders are still hugging together. One more breath. And then gently bring the head back up to center. Release the arms. Go ahead and shake the wrists out, the arms out again. All right, we're gonna come into table. So take your time. So here's the point where we're gonna be using our block a lot in today's practice. So you definitely are gonna wanna keep at least one block nearby within reach of your mat at all times today. So go ahead and grab your block or your block equivalent if you need to. A box of crackers works wonders when you're at home and don't have a block. So make sure it's nearby. We're not going to use it right away, but we're coming into table. So take the opportunity if you'd like, if you need to pad the knees, maybe a blanket or a towel folded, or if you have yoga pads, that would be a great way to do it as well. So coming into your table, oops, I need to scoot mine back just a little bit more. And then nice and slow, go ahead and look over your right shoulder. So reach that right shoulder and right hip towards each other. And then come back to center. Opposite way. So look over your left shoulder, reach the left hip and shoulder towards each other. So that opening is coming from the right side body. Gentle compression in the left. And then come back to center. And let's go ahead and extend that right foot long behind you. So toes are curled under. And maybe find a little gentle movement here. So I'm kind of flexing my heel back and forward so that I can find a little bit of movement in the back of that leg, a little stretch. If this is too much on the hands, maybe just stay in stillness. You can also be down on the forearms if your wrists are sensitive. So take one more breath for any movement here. And then find stillness, press that heel back. Belly button draws towards the spine. And then let's draw those right toes over to the left. So still pressing the heel back. So a little bit of a cross in the legs. And then go ahead and look over the left shoulder one more time. You may be able to look back at your foot. You may not. It doesn't really matter how far you go. You're still getting that great opening in the right side body. And give it one more breath. And then nice and slow, take the head back to center. Take that right foot back to center. Go ahead and release the knee. And let's inhale, drop the belly, tailbone and heart open. And exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing up into your cat. Inhale, belly drops for cow. And exhale into your cat. Belly button hugs in. One more time. Inhale, nice open belly. And exhale, rounding through the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone, really round the back. And then come back to center stillness. So neutral spine. If the hands are down, really spread the fingers wide. Press away from your mat. So you want a little bit of an opening and then rounding in the back of the shoulders. And then let's take the left foot back, toes curled under. And again, maybe find a little movement here. So I'm taking it nice and slow. If you're feeling any fatigue in the wrists, maybe walk the hands a little bit further forward. Press into your knuckles. You can also pad the hands, taking a blanket or towel underneath them. And then find stillness here, spike that heel back. And then let's take those left toes over to the right. So heel is still pressing. And if you'd like, go ahead and look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. Take the feet back, that foot back to the left. Release the knee. And let's tuck the toes under and walk the hands back just for a moment. So if it's uncomfortable to be on your knees, you can come up a little bit further. So we're just tucking the toes under so that we can get some space, some opening in the feet. So you can be further up like this, or you can be sitting back on your heels. That's going to give you more of a stretch in the feet. So just be mindful. You may even need to reach down and tuck the toes a little bit. My pinky toe doesn't touch the ground unless I actually manually do it. So nice and tall here. And then wherever you are, up on the knees or on the feet, go ahead and interlace the fingers, press the palms forward, and tuck the chin to chest. So draw the belly button in, a little rounding in the upper back. Give it one more breath. And then slowly rolling up, releasing the hands, coming back to all fours. Go ahead and shake the feet out. If the toes were tucked, go ahead and pat the tops of the feet on your mat. Help to bring the circulation back to them a little bit. All right, we're gonna thread the needle here. So inhale, right fingertips reach. Exhale, send the right arm under the left, releasing the right side of the head down to the mat or a block. And then see if you can sit the hips back just a little bit. Feel that pull of your tailbone down towards the mat. Left arm can go forward. You can reach for the low back. You can extend the leg again if you want a little bit of an extra twist in the back. The left leg would be the one extending. Breathing wherever you are, seeing if you can soften the head, the neck, soften the muscles of the face. Take one more breath into the left side body. And then nice and slow, release the knee if it's lifted. Draw that left hand back. Use it to help you press back up. And we'll come back into our table and we'll take the other side. So from your table, inhale, left fingertips reach. And exhale, go ahead and thread the needle. Releasing down as much as is comfortable for you. Sitting the hips a little bit back towards your feet. Just thinking about pulling them back. They don't actually have to move. And right arm can extend. Right leg can extend with the toes tucked under. Breathing wherever you are. Once again, softening the face, the head and neck. Breathing into the back body, into the right side of the rib cage. And give it one more breath. And then release the knee if it's lifted. Go ahead and draw that right hand back. Use it to help you press back and up, back to table. And go ahead and grab at least one block, but two if you have them would be preferred. So this is just an option. You can come into a regular puppy pose or child's pose if you'd like. But to get into the shoulders a little bit more, I'm going to use my blocks. I'm going to set them on their lowest setting. And I'm going to take them about shoulder width apart. You may want them a little closer. It's totally fine to adjust your blocks. You don't just have to place them. So then I'm going to come down and I'm going to put my elbows on the blocks. And your tailbone can be lifted or it can be sitting further back. So it's up to you, whatever's more comfortable. And I'm going to take my hands together, this little namaste over my head, and I'm going to release my forehead down. So your head may not touch the mat. If this is too much for you, find any version of child's pose or puppy pose that's more comfortable. I'm just getting a gentle opening in the shoulders here, but this can be quite intense. So breathing wherever you are. Seeing if you can find places to soften with the breath. You can even rock your forehead a little tiny bit side to side here. Give it one more deep, deep breath. And then nice and slow, press through the elbows to start to come up. And then go ahead and release the hands, walk the arms back. Keep one of your blocks nearby and go ahead and set the other one aside. So we're coming back into table. And we're going to go ahead and lift the right knee. So press into both hands. See if you can keep the weight in the hands even as you lift the right knee. And we're going to start to take some circles with that right knee. They don't have to be huge circles. You can keep them pretty low. And then reverse the direction. Circle the opposite way. Belly button is hugging in, so core is nice and active. Notice if you're slumping down in the shoulders and chest here, press away. And then go ahead and extend the legs straight behind you. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze the knee to the nose. And we're going to step that right foot through. So we're coming to our low lunge. And we're going to come up right away. So that's why we're not using our blocks. So make any adjustments you need to here. Your knee and your foot should be about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. And I like to kind of take my right thumb to my right hip crease and kind of pull back. That kind of helps me to open my hip a little bit. So you don't have to sink down very far here. Hands can come to the thigh. And on our inhale, we're going to lift out of the lunge a little bit. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale to lift. And exhale, sink. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to sink a little bit deeper. Holding here, making any adjustments you need to. Still doesn't have to be a big, deep lunge. I'm already feeling that opening in the left side of my hip, and I'm not sinking very deeply. So notice if your shoulders have crept up again. See if you can keep space between the shoulders and ears. And then go ahead and take the left hand around the right side of the thigh, the right side of the right thigh, and take your right hand to that right hip. So I'm twisting a little bit in my lunge. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you reach that right hand back. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly bring the right hand back. Go ahead and grab your block. And we're going to take it right outside that right leg. So mine's on my floor. It's on my highest setting. If you need to come out of the lunge a little bit to grab it, that's totally fine. Take your time coming back in. I'm going to take my right hand to my right block. And then I'm going to send my left fingers up, and I'm going to take a gentle side bend to the right. Give it one more breath. And then slowly release that left hand. Come back to center. Move really slowly with intention. Go ahead and set the hands down. And we're going to straighten through that right leg as much as is comfortable. So we're coming into our runner's lunge or half splits. You can absolutely use blocks under the hands here if you need a little bit of a lift. You can even put one of your hands on the shin. Keep as much of a bend in that front knee as you need to here. And your foot can stay flat on the ground, or you can lift the toes up towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, lengthen the spine and find a gentle fold, even if it's just a tuck of the chin. Breathing into the back of the leg. Give it one more breath. And then nice and slow, start to rebend through that right knee again. You want to plant the hands and go ahead and take that right foot back and find your puppy posture or your child's pose. It might feel nice in the hips to take a wider child's pose. So taking the knees out to the edges of the mat, big toes together, and then sink the hips. Breathing wherever you are. Take one more breath in child's pose. And then slowly press back up to table. Let's go ahead and take the knees together, big toes together, and drop the hips right. Look over the left shoulder. And come back to center. Drop the hips left, look over the right shoulder. And come back to center. We're going to do the other leg. So coming into your table, lifting that left knee, and starting to take those circles with that left hip. Moving nice and slow, see if you can balance the weight between both hands. And then reverse the direction whenever you're ready. And then come back to center. Inhale to extend that left leg long. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the nose, round the back. And we're going to step that left leg up. And we're coming into our lunge on this side. So make any adjustments you need to. Make sure you have a block nearby, so within reach from your lunge. And again, finding that lunge that feels comfortable to you. So this is the more sensitive side for me. You may have a more sensitive side as well. So make sure you're padding that knee if you need to. You can also curl those back toes under. That's going to change the angle of the stretch a little bit. So hands are coming to that left leg. And we're going to inhale out of the lunge and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. And this can be a very small movement. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathing here. Opening the front of that right hip gently. Give it one more breath. And then from your lunge, go ahead and take the right hand around the left side of that left thigh. And left hand can come to the left hip, so you're twisting here. If you'd like, you can stay here, or maybe extend that left hand behind you. One more breath. And then left hand comes back to center. Go ahead and grab your block. And we're going to take it on the outside of the left leg, and your hand is coming to the block. So if the block is feeling unstable to you, you can absolutely leave that left hand on the left thigh, or you can even just reach the left hand straight down for our side bend. So whichever's more comfortable, find your position, send the right hand up, take a little bit of a side bend to the left. One more breath. And then slowly release that right hand. We're going to start to straighten through the left leg. Blocks can come forward under the hands. And remember that you can keep the foot flat on the floor, or you can scoot it forward a little bit and reach the toes up. So that left knee can have as much of a bend as you'd like. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, find a little tiny fold, maybe just a tuck of the chin. Breathing into the back of that left leg. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly start to rebend the left knee, only coming to a place where you can plant the hands and step that left foot back. And let's go ahead and take the knees together, toes together one more time. And go ahead and drop the hips to the left, look over the right shoulder. Come back to center. Drop the hips right, look over the left shoulder. And back to center. So take a moment, we're gonna head up into our downward dog. So I'm gonna remove my blanket here because I'm not gonna need it and it'll just be in my way. So go ahead and remove your towel or blanket unless you need it to pad your wrists, but keep that one block nearby. So we're gonna curl our toes under, send our hips up and back, finding our downward dog. And then maybe play around in your dog here. Be open to new possibilities. So maybe just taking your dog for a walk, maybe taking your feet and hands a little bit closer so that you can sink your heart center a little bit further back, lifting the hips. Maybe take your feet wider, maybe as wide as your yoga mat. So you can really balance the weight between the hands and feet and send that tailbone up. Maybe shaking the head a little yes and no. Give it one more breath here, maybe sending the hips a little side to side. And then look up at your hands. Take a nice slow walk or just step up to meet your hands. Find yourself in a forward fold. Feet are at least hip distance apart. Bend the knees really generously here. Maybe clasp opposite elbows. Find a little sway side to side. Maybe shake the head again. Let it be nice and heavy, as if your upper body is pouring out of the waistline. And then release the hands. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the legs for support. Nice long spine. Exhale, soften and fold. 2 more times, creating space. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften and fold. 1 more time, belly button hugs in as you inhale to the halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Bend the knees really generously here. Start a nice slow roll up. Just letting the hands and arms hang until you come all the way up and your chin lifts and the shoulders draw back. And then shake it out if you need to. All right. I'm going to stay facing this way. So let's inhale, reach the arms up, press the palms together here. So press down through your feet, reach through your hands, maybe look up. And on your next exhale, let's twist to the right. So right hand back, left hand forward. Really reaching through the fingertips, but see if you can soften the shoulders. Next inhale, come back up to center. Press the palms together. And exhale, twist to the left, left hand back, right hand forward. Feel as if you could reach beyond the fingertips. And inhale, back up to center. And exhale, release the arms down. Let's step our feet nice and wide. Excuse me for a second, I'm gonna take my socks off. My feet got nice and warm. All right. So step your feet wide. And let's turn the right toes to the right. And then we're going to reach the arms up, grab hold of that right wrist gently, and draw it back over to the left. So feeling that opening in the side body. And then gently release the wrist. Let's take our arms into warrior two arms, so out to either side. And see if you can draw the pinkies back, soften the shoulders, but keep the arms at shoulder height. And then let's bend into that right knee. It doesn't have to be a huge bend here. Press into both feet evenly. Inhale, straighten and lift the arms. Exhale, rebend. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten and lift. And exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. So we're going to keep that front knee bent. We're going to release the back hand, that left hand to the left thigh. And we're going to reach the right fingertips up. So this is reverse warrior. You can stay right here. You can also, if that knee is hurting, straighten the knee and do reverse triangle instead. So wherever you are, maybe reaching through those right fingertips, or maybe bending the right elbow, taking the right hand to the right shoulder or to the back of the neck, and then reaching the right elbow up a little bit more to get that opening in the right side body. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. And then slowly release the arm, straighten the leg. Let's take the toes back to center. Hopefully you've kept your block nearby. I have to follow my own rules. All right. So let's take the hands to the hips. We're gonna inhale to lengthen the spine here. And exhale, start to fold. Bending the knees a little, sending the hips back. The tailbone should point straight back. Releasing the hands to the thighs or to your blocks or all the way to the floor. Letting the head just hang. Notice if you're dumping the weight forward into the balls of the feet or back into your heels. See if you can even it out here. Keeping a little bit of a bend in the knees or even a deeper bend is totally fine. And then we're going to take that block right into the center. So pointing your face straight down, the block is going to be right under where your nose is. Block can be on any setting, so any height. We're going to take our left hand to the block. Try and keep your hips straight when we do our twist here. So inhale, right fingertips lift. And slowly release. Right hand comes onto the block this time. Inhale, left fingertips reach. Keep the hips straight as you can. And then slowly release. Hands on the block or on the floor. Inhale to lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands to the tops of the thighs or the waist. Press through the feet and hands to come all the way up. Very nice, everyone. Let's heel toe the feet together just for a moment. Go ahead and shake them out. We're still going to need our block. Actually, we may not need our block at the moment. You can scoot it aside. Let's inhale, reach the hands up, and exhale, float them down together at the heart. 2 more times. Inhale to reach, and exhale, hands together at the heart. 1 more time. Inhale, reach, and exhale, lower them to the heart. Let's take the feet wide 1 more time. We're going to do the other side, and then we'll take it down to the mat. So left toes turn to the left. Doesn't have to be the widest stance ever, but you want to give yourself a little bit of room to move. And let's inhale, reach the arms up, grab hold of that left wrist, and gently pull back. And then release the hand, bringing the arms back to warrior 2. Draw the pinkies back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, building some strength in the arms here. And then let's go ahead and bend into that left knee. And inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Hands can touch or they don't have to. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, lengthen, straighten. And exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bend. So let's drop that right hand to the right thigh. Flip that front palm and send that left hand up. So we're in our reverse warrior here. If this is too much on the knee, go ahead and straighten it and come into reverse triangle instead. So you're here or in reverse triangle. That left hand can be reaching, or you can reach the left hand for the neck, the back of the neck or the back of that left shoulder, and reach that left elbow up. So that's going to give you a deeper side bend. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. And then slowly release the arm, straighten the knee, come back. And go ahead and heel toe the feet back together. Shake them out, shake the legs out if you need to. All right. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, take the hands down the center line as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, let it go. Plant the hands, step the feet back to down dog just for 1 breath. And then lower the knees. And let's come to a seat. So either come into a cross-legged seat with one leg in front of the other, or you can come into a half lotus, which will move us into double pigeon. So we're going to take the right leg if you want. If you are feeling like you have flexibility in the hip and knee today, you're going to take that right ankle and stack it on top of the left knee or thigh. So you can have space here. That's totally fine. Your knee does not have to come all the way down. It could be way up here. That's totally okay. If this is uncomfortable for you, please just come into a regular cross-legged seat with the right leg in front. So wherever you are, inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, start to find a little gentle fold here. So take it nice and slow if you're in half pigeon. If you're just sitting regular Sukhasana, easy pose, cross legs, you can just walk the hands forward and fold the chin to the chest. If you're more up in double pigeon, maybe the hands are resting on the legs. You can even use that right forearm to gently press against the right knee or thigh. Both feet are flexed if you're in double pigeon. Finding a tuck of the chin. If you're in Sukhasana, easy pose with the legs just crossed, you can find a little sway here if that feels good. Breathing into the hip, into the back body. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly walk the hands back. And we're going to switch sides. So if you're just sitting cross-legged, reverse the cross of your legs. If you're in double pigeon, the right leg's going to be on the bottom and the left ankle is going to stack over the top of that right thigh. So this is my tighter side. My right knee, I'm mirroring you, so this is actually my right side. My knee is a little bit tight on this side, so I'm going to leave it a little more lifted, and that's fine for me. So inhale, sit up nice and tall, whatever the position of your legs, and exhale, start to find a little fold. Maybe it's just a tuck of the chin. Maybe you're just leaning forward slightly. Wherever you are, you're still going to feel it in that hip. So never ever moving through any pain or past the point of pain. You really should just be feeling a gentle stretch here. So breathing wherever you are, seeing if you can find places to soften. Take one more deep, full breath. And then nice and slow, start to walk the hands back. Take your time coming out of this, especially if you were stacked in double pigeon. Unstack the legs, take the feet as wide as your yoga mat, and do some windshield wipers with the knees. Nice and easy. And then we're going to make our way down onto our back. You won't need your block, but you will need a strap or a towel. So if you don't have a strap, go ahead and grab a towel. If you do have a strap, that would be perfect. And we're going to take it just to the side of us so it's within reach. And then we're going to make our way onto our back, nice and slow. And when you arrive, go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. Maybe the knees in a nice slow circle, or you can row the knees apart from each other and then together again. And if you're circling or rowing, go ahead and reverse the direction. And then release the feet to the mat. And go ahead and hug that right knee in. And grab your strap. We're going to take it around the bottom of that right foot. And we're going to extend the foot up towards the ceiling. So you do not have to straighten that right leg here. You do want to flex the foot though. So you can keep the left knee bent, or you can extend that left leg long. It's your choice. And we're going to take both ends of the strap into the left hand. And normally when we do this, we'll go to both sides and we'll go a little further into the stretch. I'm just trying to target the IT band. So flex that right foot and then just draw it just a couple of inches over the middle line of the body. So over to the left. Just a couple of inches should be all you need. I'm already going to have to bend that right knee. If you're feeling any pain or pinching along that right side of the thigh, that's your IT band talking to you. It's quite tight sometimes in people. So go ahead and bend the knee more if you're feeling anything like that. Breathing here. Right arm can be out to the side if that's comfortable, or it can just be down by your side. Take one more deep, full breath wherever you are. And then slowly take that right foot back to center. Go ahead and re-bend the left knee. Release the strap from the right foot. And we're going to take half happy baby. So first step is to just draw that right knee up towards your shoulder. So it's kind of coming out to the right and up. And maybe just staying here with the hand behind the thigh and the bottom of the right foot pointing up towards the ceiling. If this is enough for you, you can stay. If you want a little more, you can reach the right hand towards the ankle. or grab hold of the foot on either side. And you're imagining that that right knee could brush all the way down and touch the floor, even if it gets nowhere close to it. And you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more intensity, be mindful, move slowly. You can extend that left leg out. And if you're extending the left leg long, then it's nice and active, so both feet are flexed. Breathing wherever you are. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly rebend that left leg if it was straight. Release the right foot or the leg. Go ahead and take the feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers with the knees. And then bring your feet back to hip distance. Hug that left knee in. We're going to take the strap or the towel around the bottom of the left foot this time. Go ahead and extend that foot up towards the ceiling. Right knee can stay bent here, or if you want more of a deep stretch, you can extend that right leg long. So both feet are flexed and active, bending that left knee as much as you need to. And when you're ready, both ends of the strap or towel come into the right hand, and you're just going to send that left foot a little bit over to the right. So only going as far as is comfortable. We're not trying to twist or get down. You really should be keeping both shoulders, both hips on the mat. So breathing here, bending that knee more if you need to, especially if there's pain or pinching on the left side of the left thigh. Deep, deep, full breaths here. Give it one more deep breath. And then slowly start to take that left leg back up to center. Go ahead and rebend the right knee with the foot on the mat. Rebend the left. Go ahead and release the strap. And start by holding on behind that left thigh. And we're going to open left knee out to the side, and you're drawing it up towards your shoulder. And then take the bottom of that left foot, so you're flexing the foot and pointing the bottom straight up towards the ceiling. And maybe staying here. Maybe this is your half happy baby today. If you want a little bit more, you can reach for the shin or the ankle on that left side, or either side of the foot, whichever is comfortable. And you're just letting that left hip open, letting that left knee drop out to the left. Maybe staying here with the right knee bent, or you can extend that right leg long down your mat, really flexing. If that's happening, you're pressing the thigh down towards the floor, even if it doesn't touch. Breathing here. One more breath. And then slowly rebend that right knee, release the left foot. Go ahead and take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers. And then hug both knees into the chest one more time. Take your arms wide out to the sides, or you can take cactus arms if you have limited space, so bending at the elbows. And then go ahead and drop both knees over to the right, gentle supine twist. Your head can stay in the center. If it's comfortable on your neck, you can turn the chin just a little bit to the left. And give it one more breath here. And take your head back to center if it was turned. Engage your core and start to bring your knees up. And it's totally fine if they come up one at a time. In fact, it's a little safer for your back that way. And then when you're ready, we're just going to drop the knees over to the left. Releasing them down to the mat or a block if the floor feels far away. Maybe turning the chin gently to the right if it feels comfortable. And give it one more breath. And then nice and slow, take the head back to center. Engage the core, draw the knees back to center as well. Give your knees a big hug. And then when you're ready, release the feet down. Maybe extend both of them long. Take a nice full body stretch. Arms come up overhead. Reach through the fingers, point the toes. And then releasing, beginning to set up for your Shavasana. Any way that is comfortable for you, any pose that's comfortable for you. If you want a little bit of chest opening, heart opening to stick with our theme, you can always lay on a bolster or a block. You can take supported bridge with the block underneath the sacrum. You can also come into reclined butterfly with the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And I encourage you, in whatever pose you find you're in for your Shavasana today, to open your palms again, just like we did in the beginning. So arms can be by the sides with the palms facing up. It's going to help you to fully open in the chest and shoulders, but it's also just using this idea, this energy of opening to new possibilities. Allowing the eyes to soften or close when you found your final resting position. And let's all take a deep, deep, full breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Deep, deep, full breath in. Long letting go breath out. And one more time. Deepest breath you've taken all morning. Really fill the whole body. And let everything go. Let everything begin to soften and release. Allowing your breath to release back into its natural rhythm. No need to control it anymore. Allowing the body to begin to grow heavy, to relax. Knowing that your mat is a safe space to support you. Softening the belly, the chest. Softening the muscles of the face. Allowing your jaw to release. Allowing your eyes to soften behind your eyelids. Taking a moment here at the end of your practice before you move into the rest of your day to release anything you're holding on to that you're ready to let go of. Any old or stale energy, any old ideas or patterns of behavior, anything that's feeling stuck, or anything that you would like to release from your life, from your mind, from your heart. Just let it gently melt away dissolving into your mouth, into the earth, and clearing space for new, fresh energy, new possibilities. Slowly starting to bring your attention back to your breath. Knowing that if you're not ready to leave Shavasana yet, if you'd like to take a longer one, you can feel free to stay exactly as you are, even as I close the practice. If you're ready to move into the rest of your day, starting to deepen the breath and starting to feel that energy of the breath spreading through the body, and beginning to find a little movement in the fingers and the toes and the wrists and ankles, maybe gently turning the head from side to side. Maybe taking one more full body stretch or drawing the knees into the chest. And whenever you're ready, bending the knees if they aren't already, making your way onto one side and gently pressing back up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall and allowing the eyes to soften or close when you arrive. Maybe sitting with the palms face up and just taking a moment to notice how you feel. And when you're ready, drawing the hands together at the heart if it's comfortable, sealing in all of these new possibilities, this new intention for openness. Taking a moment of gratitude to yourself for making your way to your mat today, for taking this time just for you. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.